Look up at the night sky, and what do you see? A random scattering of stars. Or a masterpiece painted across the heavens, each star a brushstroke in a grand design. For millennia, humans have turned to the night sky not only for guidance but also for inspiration, weaving stories, myths, and knowledge into the constellations above us. These celestial patterns are not merely ancient relics of human imagination, they are a bridge between science, culture, and the cosmos itself. Let us embark on a journey to uncover the wonders, mysteries, and significance of constellations, unraveling the secrets of the stars. In astronomy, a constellation is a group of stars that, when viewed from Earth, form a recognizable pattern. However, there's more to them than meets the eye. 1. Perspective illusions. The stars in a constellation might seem grouped together, but they're often separated by light years, vast distances that are almost impossible to comprehend. For instance, the stars in Orion's belt are hundreds of light years apart, yet from Earth, they appear aligned. 2. Celestial maps. Constellations act as the sky's map grid. Astronomers divide the celestial sphere into 88 official constellations, covering every part of the sky, much like countries and states divide a globe. 3. A guide for stargazers. Constellations provide context. They help locate celestial wonders like nebulae, star clusters, and galaxies. For example, the Andromeda Galaxy, the nearest major galaxy to our Milky Way, lies within the constellation Andromeda. Constellations have been around as long as humans have gazed at the heavens. Early humans, awed by the stars, began to connect the dots and imbue them with meaning. Here's how constellations evolved across cultures. Babylonian beginnings. The Babylonians, around 3000 BCE, were pioneers in star cataloging. They divided the sky into regions, creating some of the first constellations. These patterns were deeply tied to the gods and agricultural cycles. For instance, the Bull of Heaven, now known as Taurus, symbolized fertility and strength. Greek mythology's golden age, the Greeks built upon Babylonian knowledge and immortalized their myths in the stars. Astronomers like Hipparchus and later Ptolemy documented constellations that became the foundation of Western star maps. Famous examples include Orion, a mighty hunter, slain and placed among the stars. Perseus and Andromeda, a tale of heroism and love, reflected in their neighboring constellations. Chinese astronomy. In parallel, the ancient Chinese developed their own star law, dividing the sky into 28 lunar mansions. Each mansion corresponded to the moon's position during its cycle, with constellations symbolizing aspects of life and nature, like the vermilion bird and black tortoise. Indigenous perspectives. Indigenous cultures worldwide, from the Polynesians to Native Americans, used constellations for navigation, storytelling, and spiritual practices. For example, the Aboriginal Australians saw the emu in the sky, a constellation formed by the dark dust lanes of the Milky Way, rather than stars. Some practical uses of constellations include 1. Celestial navigation. For millennia, sailors and travelers used the stars as a natural compass. The Big Dipper, part of Ursa Major, points to Polaris, the North Star, which remains fixed in the northern hemisphere's sky. In the southern hemisphere, navigators relied on the Southern Cross constellation to find their way. Polynesian voyagers even memorized star maps for long oceanic journeys. 2. Agricultural calendars. Farmers looked to the stars to mark seasons and predict weather. For example, the annual appearance of Sirius, the brightest star in Canis Major, signaled the flooding of the Nile River, essential for Egyptian agriculture. 3. Timekeeping. Before clocks, people used the stars to measure time. In ancient Greece, specific stars rising or setting indicated different hours of the night. The constellations we recognize today were officially standardized in 1922 by the International Astronomical Union, IAU. These 88 constellations include patterns visible from both the northern and southern hemispheres. Some of the most famous include Northern Hemisphere favorites. Orion, dominating the winter skies. Orion's iconic belt of 3 stars makes it one of the easiest to spot. Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, known as the Great and Little Bears, these constellations house the Big and Little Dippers, used for centuries to locate Polaris. Cassiopeia, shaped like a W or M, this constellation tells the story of a vain queen who was punished by the gods. Southern Sky highlights. Southern Cross, Crux, a symbol of the southern hemisphere, prominently featured on flags like Australia's. Centaurus, home to Alpha Centauri, the closest star system to Earth. Carina, contains Canopus, the second brightest star in the sky. The Zodiac constellations are a group of 12 constellations that lie along the ecliptic, the sun's apparent path through the sky. They hold significance in astrology, though their origins are rooted in astronomy. 1. Astronomical role. The sun, moon, and planets move through these constellations, making them a natural celestial calendar. 2. Astrological beliefs. Each zodiac sign is associated with specific traits, influencing personalities and horoscopes. The 12 zodiac constellations are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpius, Sagittarius, Capricornus, Aquarius, and Pisces. With advancements in telescopes, constellations have become gateways to understanding the universe. Each constellation acts as a reference point for observing celestial phenomena. Orion Nebula, a vast region of star formation in Orion's sword. The Crab Nebula, a supernova remnant in Taurus, observed by Chinese astronomers in 1054. Even as we explore other planets, constellations remain vital. For example, spacecraft missions rely on star trackers for navigation. Stars aren't static. Over thousands of years, constellations slowly shift due to stellar motion and Earth's wobbling axis. The night sky that ancient Egyptians saw differs from ours today and will change further over millennia. Future astronomers on other planets or moons will create entirely new constellations based on their unique perspectives. The sky, much like humanity, is always evolving. Constellations are more than star patterns. They are reflections of our curiosity, creativity, and need to connect with the universe. They tell us where we've been, guide us in the present, and inspire dreams of what lies beyond. So the next time you find yourself under a starry sky, take a moment. Trace the stars with your eyes, find a constellation, and let your imagination soar. You're not just looking at stars, you're glimpsing eternity, woven into the stories of countless civilizations.